we are artists too. We're going to do product identification with Peppermint Jim with fresh mint and all his resources to utilize the product in the class for product and purchasing ID.
The reason, real quick, why they call me Peppermint Jim, it is because I always have peppermint oil with me, and I grew up on a mint farm, and we grow peppermint and spearmint, and we actually extracted the oil from the plant. And one of the things that the oil can do is that you can use it for migraines, headaches, arthritis, asthma, ulcers, bee stings, cuts, abrasions, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antimicrobial, and it has all these medicinal properties to it. And so what happened was, every time I run into somebody with a toothache, an earache, a cold, a migraine, I always gave out the oil. And so what happened is I had enough people, then people started calling me and saying, hey, do you have any more of that mint stuff? And then it started out as a joke 25 years ago, and then, you know, today I'm wearing a shirt with my name on it. It's kind of funny. And but I grew up on a mint farm. It was this year is our 99th harvest. We're the oldest growing producing mint farm in the country, and we're going to talk about different products. And what Chef had indicated is you're going through product identification. Okay. There's over 2,800 varieties of mint. Okay. A lot of it nowadays is GMO or genetically altered, and it comes from seeds. Well, true mint does not come from seeds. It's actually propagated through a root system or cuttings. Mint is a sterile plant, but you have all these lemon mint, orange mint, chocolate mint, apple mint. These are all hybrids. They're not really a true mint. Some of them will be beautiful for aesthetics, excellent for smell, taste is a little and when you go to use it for oil, there's no oil in it. So your true flavorings, or the culinary part of it, is your peppermint and spearmint. Now on the peppermint, there's 5 variations. The original that came from Mitcham, England, in the early 1700s, that was a white Mitcham. Then I went from white Mitcham to red Mitcham, to Todd Mitcham, to Murray Mitcham, and to Robert Mitcham. Those varieties, as it goes through history, has been, there's a wilt that had attacked the United States, and so they had to diversify a different type of mint that was wilt resistant. So the 2 mints that we grow is the peppermint and spearmint, and unfortunately at the last minute I was able to bring some of the spearmint. We do not have peppermint, and I'll have to clean up after myself too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass out some of this spearmint. Take a couple and pass it down. Save it for later. You can hang it upside down. You can dry it. You can use it for tea. You can cook with it.
Hang it upside down?
Yep, just hang it upside down when you let it dry. A couple of days, you just strip it down, and again, all the flavor will be there. Now this mint is about matured. If you see at the top of your mint, there's a blossom that's going to start. Those are maturity indicators. And then what that tells me is when I look at that, is that there's oil that is stored in the leaves of the glands of the leaves. And that's where all the oil is stored. So if you turn your mint on the back side, you'll see the stripes. And that is where the oil is stored. And then you just go ahead and pluck a leaf if you want, and just do a pinch test, twist it, and then smell your hands. And then you'll be able to smell the essential oil on your fingers. Now spearmint, aromatherapy-wise, is calming, soothing, relaxing. It just kind of takes your heightened anxiety and brings it right down. Peppermint is uplift, energy, and focus, even to the point where NASA completed a study 2 years ago, and the smell of peppermint actually increases your energy and focus by 30%. And the reason for that is because of the menthol that is in the plant. Opens up your bronchiole, you take in more oxygen. More oxygen into your blood system, goes to your brain, and allows you to stay focused. Now, mint has been around a couple thousand years, originated from the Mediterranean basin, but a lot of evolution has taken place. This rootstock right here is 60 years old. A lot of the mint that we grow is originally from my great-grandfather. So what we had to do was, mostly, we'd take it from the plant stage, and then we produced the essential oil from it, the liquid version, okay? Traditionally, we sold it in barrels. Now we're bottling ourselves and giving it to the people, because as one point of origin, a direct source, we're the grower and the producer of it, and the face behind it. So when you look at products, look at the person behind that product, and then you can kind of gauge on where that product can go. It's only through creativity and diversity of how many types of products can you make from one product source. So all right, so we got the oil, so I'll pass the oil around. And matter of fact, you just take the tops off. Now on the peppermint's the blue label. Don't be afraid to just put a little bit on your finger and taste it. If anything, it's a great fresh breath freshener, but also if you got a sore throat, if you got some canker sores going on, you'll take that out. And so there's some medicinal properties for it. So now we have the oil. So we go from the plant to the oil. So then what can you do with just the oil? So then you get into all these other value-added products is what we call, and that would be, like there's one that we produce is a soybean candle. That's mint-scented, aromatherapy, burns for 15 hours. Then you have bath salts with the oil itself. And then you have lip balm. Then you have all these other cosmetics that you can put the oil in, and so you can start adding more products on just one source. So then what we did is we backed it up, and then we look at a little bit too much oil.
You always do that.
It's a good introduction. It's not going to kill you. That's good. So then we back it up and say, okay, we got this mint. What else can we do with it? So then now we look at, okay, for culinary. So then we start selling fresh mint, because you can use it as a garnish. Mojitos is a big one. And then you have other recipes that require for fresh. So then what happens when you have mint left over? What do you do with it? Well, then we bunch it. And then we hang it upside down and dry it. So there is no waste. So you start with fresh, sell that, whatever's left over, bunch it, dry it, hang it upside down, use it for tea, again for flavoring, whitefish, stuffing, things of that nature. A couple of things, I got some literature here for you folks.
So you said this plant's 60 years old?
Yeah, the root system that comes from. Because mint is perennial, so it keeps coming up every year.
How long do you have to dry it? How long does it have to stay?
It's just air dried, so that would be until, pretty much all the moisture comes out of it, and you can generally tell when the leaf starts to crinkle up a little bit.
Like this?
Yep.
So it starts to look like that?
Correct. Hey folks, this is Peppermint Jim. We're at the Art Institute of Detroit down in Novi, Michigan. Just had a great couple-hour class, thanks to Chef Nick. I was able to talk about different mint products, product identification. It was just an outstanding program. The students were great. The facility is phenomenal. And I met a lot of the chefs here today and a lot of the faculty, and it's just been an outstanding experience for me. So if you get a chance, check them out. If you're interested in any type of hospitality, culinary, wanting to be a bakery, pastry chef, you got to check out the Art Institute of Detroit, because it's just a great program that what they have going on down here.